Have you ever wondered how a man of humble beginnings could rise to become one of the most powerful figures in history? This question brings us to the enigma of Napoleon Bonaparte, a man who left an indelible mark on the annals of time. Born in the rugged island of Corsica, this young man was far removed from the corridors of power. His early education, a mix of military and classical studies, set the foundation for his future endeavors. At the tender age of 9, he entered the French military academy, a world away from his humble beginnings. The journey was not easy, but his ambition and determination saw him through. As he climbed the ranks, his influence grew, and so did his dreams. Napoleon Bonaparte was not just a soldier, he was a man with a vision, a man destined for greatness. Napoleon Bonaparte was much more than just a military genius. His life was a roller coaster of power, ambition, and downfall. So how exactly did a Corsican boy rise through the ranks to become the Emperor of France? Let's trace back to the roots of this story. Napoleon Bonaparte, born to a relatively modest family in Corsica, was sent to mainland France for his education. He was a bright student with a knack for mathematics, but it was his passion for military strategy that set him apart. Upon completing his education, Napoleon embarked on his military career, quickly distinguishing himself in the French army. His strategic prowess was on full display during the siege of Toulon, where he played a pivotal role in the French victory. This success catapulted him into the limelight and earned him the promotion to brigadier general at the tender age of 24. But it wasn't just his military acumen that marked him for greatness. Napoleon was a charismatic leader who excelled at rallying his troops with inspiring speeches. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, his men would follow him into battle, driven by his vibrant energy and infectious optimism. As the French Revolution raged on, Napoleon saw an opportunity to take his career to the next level. He aligned himself with the Jacobins, a political group that played a key role in the revolution. His political maneuvering, combined with his military success, made him an influential figure in the tumultuous world of French politics. In the year 1799, Napoleon seized power in a coup d'état, effectively ending the French Revolution. He outsmarted his political rivals, using his popularity with the army to his advantage. The coup marked the beginning of Napoleon's reign as the first consul of France, a position that would eventually lead to him crowning himself emperor. Napoleon was a man of action, and his swift rise to power is testament to his strategic genius and indomitable will. His journey from a humble Corsican boy to the Emperor of France is a testament to his formidable leadership skills, strategic brilliance, and unyielding ambition. Once in power, Napoleon left a profound mark on France and the world. What were some of his most significant achievements? Indeed, Napoleon was not just a conqueror, he was a reformer whose influence extends far beyond his time. One of the most lasting legacies of Napoleon's reign was the Napoleonic Code, or the Civil Code of 1804. This comprehensive legal framework replaced the patchwork of old feudal laws that had previously been in place. The Napoleonic Code emphasized the principles of equality before the law, individual rights, and the protection of property. It was a revolutionary concept for its time, and it continues to serve as the foundation of civil law in many countries around the world today. But Napoleon's reformative streak didn't stop at law. He also made significant strides in administrative and educational reforms. During his reign, he centralized the government, streamlined the tax system, and established the Bank of France, laying the groundwork for a more stable and efficient state. On the educational front, he established a system of public education known as the University of France to educate the citizens of his empire. This was a significant step towards making education accessible to all, not just the privileged few. But Napoleon's ambitions extended beyond France. He sought to conquer and unify Europe under his rule, and for a time, he achieved this. His empire expanded across the continent, reaching as far as Russia to the east and Spain to the west. This period of expansion brought about significant cultural exchange, spreading French ideas, language, and culture across Europe. However, it's important to remember that these achievements did not come without cost. Napoleon's reign was marked by constant warfare, economic strain, and significant loss of life. Yet despite these challenges, his impact on France and the world cannot be understated. Napoleon's reign was a time of immense change and progress, shaping the world as we know it today. So as we delve deeper into his life, let's keep in mind the complexity of his legacy, one that continues to shape our world centuries later. Scene script. However, as the saying goes, pride goes before a fall. What led to the downfall of this powerful emperor? Napoleon's ambition, which had once been his greatest strength, ultimately led to his downfall. The first blow was the disastrous Russian campaign in 1812. Napoleon, underestimating the harsh Russian winter and the resilience of the Russian people, led an army of 600,000 men into Russia. However, the brutal winter and a series of tactical errors resulted in a devastating loss. More than 500,000 soldiers perished in this ill-fated campaign, marking a turning point in Napoleon's rule. Following the catastrophic Russian campaign, Napoleon's grip on Europe began to slip. His allies started to question his leadership, and one by one they turned against him. The nations he once controlled rose in rebellion, culminating in a coalition of European powers determined to end his reign. The final nail in the coffin was the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Here, Napoleon faced off against the Duke of Wellington and was defeated. This defeat marked the end of Napoleon's rule as the Emperor of the French. He was captured and exiled to the island of Elba, a far cry from the grandeur of the French throne. But even in exile, Napoleon couldn't be kept down. He escaped from Elba and returned to France, rallying his supporters and reclaiming the throne in a period known as the 100 Days. However, his return was short-lived. The European powers united against him once again, defeated him at Waterloo, and exiled him to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. Here, far from the glories and grandeur of his past, Napoleon lived out the remainder of his days. He died in 1821, not as the mighty emperor he once was, but as a man in exile. Despite his downfall, Napoleon's influence did not end with his exile. His legacy continues to shape our world in ways we may not even realize. So, what can we take away from Napoleon's life and legacy? Napoleon Bonaparte's tale is a remarkable study in the power of ambition and strategic thinking. Rising from humble beginnings to the zenith of power, his life is a testament to the notion that with determination, one can shape their own destiny. His reign, though marred by conflicts, brought forth significant reforms in law, education, and governance that have left a lasting impact. The Napoleonic Code, his greatest legal achievement, revolutionized law, ensuring equality before the law, and safeguarding civil liberties. His reformation of education, particularly the establishment of lycées, still forms the backbone of the French educational system. In governance, his merit-based administrative system broke the shackles of aristocratic privilege and paved the way for a more equal society. These reforms, and many more, are the enduring legacy of Napoleon, a legacy that continues to resonate in modern times. Napoleon Bonaparte, a name etched in history, serves as a reminder that a single life can indeed change the world.